Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the 210 Stockyard. I'm Xavier, your host, and a familiar voice, now face, is my co-host, Cody Boyce. Say hi.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
And behind us, we have Richard, a.k.a. Guy on the Couch. Pay no attention to him. Did you say hi? All right. And we are coming to you live today from the streaming room in the Otaku Cafe. Otaku Cafe is San Antonio's largest anime store and anime arcade. Stop in and nerd out. All right, guys, so let's just rip the Band-Aid off. We got to get into it. Not a good start, okay? Brahmas have started the season off 0-2, and it's not looking good. And for this episode, there's not really a whole lot of positive to recap, so I'm sorry if this is going to come off as me just bitching or being negative, but we got to do what we got to do. So let's get into it.
Yep.
All right, so my main question, and probably everybody's question with this season, is what's going on with the Brahmas? Like, why are we so bad? When we're looking at this, every position group has issues, and it's not just the quarterback. We're going to get into that. But it's the O-line, it's the wide receivers, it's the running backs, it's the play calling, it's the coaching. And for me, my overall word to describe the start of this season has just been disappointing.
Extremely. I unfortunately haven't gotten to watch both games full way through because I was working at both those times. The first game I did get to watch the highlights, but the second game, this is unfortunately my first time getting to watch any of the highlights. All I've seen is little bits and what people are saying online, unfortunately. So.
All right, so let's just start with the quarterback. That's what everybody's bitching about, right?
Okay.
Kellen Mond. Like, everybody's mad at Kellen Mond.
Yeah.
So for me, when I look at Kellen Mond's play for the first two games, he looks lost, he looks nervous, he looks unsure, and basically inexperienced. I really hate to say that, but he looks very inexperienced compared to who do we have last year?
Garbers.
Yeah, Chase Garbers.
Yeah.
He looks inexperienced to most of the other quarterbacks that I've seen play so far this season.
Does he look like it's been a 3-year gap since he's been playing, maybe?
Yes, and that's a good point, Guy on the Couch.
Right,
so understandably, Kellen Mond hasn't played professional football in maybe about 3 years, maybe 4 years. And that's one of the downsides of the UFL, that we don't get preseason games, so you don't get a chance to tune yourself up. Yes, they have joint practices, but it's not enough. And the other downside is this is only, a 10-game season?
10 games, yep.
So you don't have time to really let him play to get acclimated and develop. You got to win now. You got to win from the beginning. And having 2 losses, our playoff pictures are already starting to look just a little bleak.
Yeah, unless they get it together and start going on a good run. I mean, if you end up 8-2, that's still not bad. It's not that feasible at this point.
We made the playoffs at 7-3.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I'm just saying, but like with the way the team's chemistry and everything is looking so far at the beginning of the season, you know, it's tough to see them getting much better very quickly. You know what I mean? It seems like they need some work and some more time playing together, I guess, but
Definitely have to agree with that. The chemistry and cohesion just isn't there yet. That's, I guess, one positive is that it can get there. Looking at Kellen Mond, he hasn't played in a while. Okay, I get that. But we've also got receivers dropping passes. We've got, and I say this because I've never played football at any level, not high school, obviously not college or pro. I never coached at any level. But me sitting on the couch, I can see what's about to happen. I can predict what's about to happen. And obviously our opponents can too because it shows in the scoreboard. So Kellen Mond's favorite target right now is obviously Jacob Harris, wide receiver. He is number 2 right now in the league in receiving. And it's probably because he's the only person that Mond is really throwing to. But once the defenses figure that out, they shut him down, as you can see from our previous game. The defense is having trouble penetrating and recognizing schemes. We don't have very many big plays.
Except this one.
Except the one that, well, no, actually this came back because, he crossed the line.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and as you can see, we come close. Like, we get just right there, and then it gets taken away from us. So I don't know. I really don't know what to say about this season. But what I did notice is the one thing the team has been committed to is penalties. The Brahmas are the most penalized team after 2 games, after 2 weeks of the season. We have only been given 1 first down off of penalties, and we've given away 7 from penalties. We average 88.5 yards to our opponents in penalties. That's almost the length. That's almost the whole field.
It is.
Scoring. We are the second lowest scoring team. We beat Houston by 3 points. We've scored a total of 18. That's 9 points per game. We haven't even broke double digits yet.
Unacceptable.
Haven't scored yet.
What's that?
Have we scored?
We've scored points. Yes, we've scored.
One touchdown.
We've scored a touchdown and mainly field goals. But the opposite of that too is that we are allowing our opponents to just play lights out against us. The Brahmas have allowed the most points scored against them in the first 2 games. We've allowed 59 total points to be scored on us. The second worst team is Memphis, who's allowed 43. It's a 16-point differential.
Man.
So my question then is, what's going on? So we need to identify what is causing all this. So I ask then, Wade Phillips was sick for the first game. He wasn't on the field. He was coaching from the booth.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know he was sick for it. I thought that was just a
under the weather. They just, I don't know what health problems they said, but
okay.
It was apparently a health reason why he was up in the booth. So I gave that kind of a one-off. Okay, maybe the cohesion wasn't there, the play calling wasn't there because Wade wasn't available. But then comes game 2, and it's pretty much an identical performance. So if it's not so much to him being sick, then what else can be causing, a distraction in the locker room? Or do we have a diva? I know Destroying's back. He's got his YouTube channels, 6 million followers. He's got to make his content. Is that a distraction?
I don't see it being a distraction because, of all the people that are scoring, he's the one that's consistently scoring.
He missed 1 field goal, though.
And the one he missed was pretty bad. But at the same time, I think that was his second field goal attempt out of, the 4 or 5 that he's made now.
Yeah.
So it's like, give him his credit after coming back from the injury he had, and he's making the field goals that he needs to for the most part. None of them have been clutch. None of them have been needed. None of them have been for a game or anything like that, so we still got to see some clutch factor in him. But for people performing, he's performing for the most part. It's just
I wouldn't call it performing. He's doing good for him, and that's what the channel's also doing good for him. That's not how you win a football game if your job is to just kick. It needs cohesion. You need to have us.
Thank you, Richard.
It needs to be an us, not a me.
And I guess that's why we have him on the couch. He's the fan element of just the bystander, but. No, so you're right. My question now is, okay, if Destroying's doing what he needs to be doing, he's performing, is the social media content creator aspect of him being on the team a distraction? He's now got Brad Wing in as one of his creators. They have their own podcast, which is cool. I subscribe. I think you should too. It does give good insight, but I'm concerned that are they more focused on that? Now, again, I know that they don't really have a big impact, or too big of an impact of the game. They're not out there every play. Brad Wing's just punting, Destroying's just kicking field goals. But is that a locker room distraction?
Me, personally, I don't think so. But at the same time, I can't speak for everybody else, where some people might feel like how you're feeling right now. Is it a distraction? Some people may think, well, he's doing a lot for the social media. Is he putting in as much as he needs to for the team? But in the aspect, as I was saying before, is that he is making his kicks. And, Brad Wing had a great punt.
Brad Wing is actually, I think, the best punter in the league right now.
Yeah, and so it's like both of them, in technicalities, I guess, are doing their job.
Yeah,
and they're
paper.
not doing them bad. So if anybody is feeling distracted in the locker room from them, I feel that that's more on them than it is the guys doing the content. Because I feel like with Travis Kelce in the NFL and with the Chiefs, he's able to do his podcast and still perform at a high level in the NFL. This last season was a little bit meh for him, but he's been doing it for 3 years and 2 Super Bowls, while doing it. So it's like, I think it's just it's only on you if you allow it to be a distraction. That's me personally, but at the same time, I get what you're saying with.
Okay, so then my other question then, if it's not the social media aspect that's the distraction, then is this what some would say a championship hangover? They were last season. They went into the season rated as the worst team. They were supposed to be the worst team. They ended up going 7-3, making the playoffs, winning the XFL division, and then just totally shitting the bed in the championship game. So is this a continuation from that embarrassment? Again, is this some hangover because they made it to the top, even though they didn't, win, they still made it to the top, and now they feel they don't have to try as hard?
I'm not 100% sure. For me, I think with the UFL, there is a lot of change, with the teams and everything like that. So, and then like you said earlier, with not being able to play preseason games,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot less time for team
development,
development and everything like that. So there's a lot of, change in positions, new, like the quarterback is arguably the leader of a team, and going from one leader of a team to a new leader of the team can change a big dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it falls a lot on that position, the quarterback. But at the same time, if the coaches are making, plays that are able to be seen from the couch at home, and you're going, hey, I know what they're about to do, then yeah, it's obvious that the people on the other side of the field are seeing the exact same things we're seeing. So I think it could be a good mixture of the hangover and just kind of trying to get a feel of all the new pieces that we have and we're going against.
All right, now for comparison, for everybody calling for Mond to be benched or replaced, like you said earlier, you were like, where's Garbers at? Why can't we get him back? So I did a little something. I wanted to make a comparison to Kellen Mond against our very first quarterback from season 1 with Hines Ward. We had Jack Ice Cream Cone. All right, and I like calling him that. Why? Because he was pretty soft. All right, Jack Cone was not good. He just was not good. But when you compare him to Kellen Mond, here's how it goes. Okay, so through their first 2 games, because that's all we've got, Jack Cone had a 57.14% passer completion rating.
Mm-hmm.
Mond is a little bit lower at 51.7. All right, and then we look at total yards. Jack Cone threw for 354 yards. Mond has thrown for 288. Now, the big one here is scoring. Jack Cone, as crappy as he was, no offense, Jack, I'm sorry, but you didn't do great. But Jack Cone...
He's at home watching this.
Right, I know, right? Like he watches this. But Jack Cone, in his first 2 games, had 3 touchdowns with no interceptions.
It's not bad.
Kellen Mond has no touchdowns with 1 interception.
That's bad.
So, is it time for a quarterback change? I really hope you guys debate me on this, or come at me on this in the comments. But do we sit and allow the project of Kellen Mond to continue, or do we just say it's enough is enough after 2 games and we bench him and swap him out? What do you think?
I think we bench him. I think because, again, going back to what you said earlier, it's a short season. It's 10 games. You get 10 games, no preseason. So and unfortunately we have only 4 home games and 6 away games. So you really have to kind of test yourself in these games. And if someone is performing, like if he were performing mediocre,
Mm-hmm.
I would say maybe keep trying.
He's ranked 5th currently against out of the 8 quarterbacks or 8 teams that have played, he ranks 5th.
So yeah, he's literally right there in the middle.
Right in the middle.
So he's not as terrible as it could be, but I mean, I think if there is somebody that is part of the organization right now in our quarterback room that is showing potential, give him a shot. You never know. You know what I mean? And if that doesn't work, I mean, it is the UFL. There are many options that you can do. There's probably some bartender somewhere out there, like from Invincible or whatever, that could just come out of nowhere and be a better quarterback than most of these guys.
We need to get Vincent Papali.
As quarterback. But I'm just saying, I don't know if that's, the case, of course, but if you can find a diamond in the rough, try to find a diamond in the rough. We're not seeing it with Mond right now, so maybe it is time for a change.
Now, my other conspiracy theory, by the way, because we were talking about destroying earlier, is so last episode I was kind of complaining about how we're starting on the road for 4 straight games and we don't get our first home game till week 5. So my question was, are the script writers, assuming there are some for this season, what are they thinking with that? And now that I see how bad we are, my conspiracy is now since this is the year of destroying, this is his comeback story. Is the plan really to just suck that bad to where we don't score touchdowns and only win off of field goal kicks so that destroying can pad his stats and then get his, NFL invite that he wants to get by the end of the season? I know. I don't really believe that. It's.
I mean, I don't know.
It would be a positive, though. I mean, if we're only scoring on field goals, okay, well, there you go, D. I don't know. Hopefully you get to the NFL.
Well, hey, as a fan of an NFL team that one time played in a playoff game where all they got was field goals and still lost by 2, I don't think only field goals is a very good thing. You need to score touchdowns, whether it be running or passing. So.
All right, and we're going to take a quick pause for a smoke break. There you go. This episode is sponsored by HighGardenDelivers.com. High Garden is San Antonio's premier online cannabis dispensary. They offer same-day delivery. As long as you guys order before 7 p.m., it will get to you the same day. Check out HighGardenDelivers.com. Now, in other news, again, not to kick us while we're down, but Jesus Christ, when I saw this, it really kicked me in the nuts. If you remember last year, we had a defensive player named Delonte Scott.
Yes.
His first year, he was all XFL. Second year, all UFL. A lot of sacks, a lot of tackles for loss. One of the best defensive players in the league. Is coming back. And he didn't sign with the Brahmas.
Ooh.
Motherfucker went to the Birmingham Stallions. One of the best defensive players in the league decides not to come back to San Antonio, instead signs to Birmingham. Delonte, why? All right, I need to know. What happened? Okay, so next matchup, we've got Michigan, the Panthers.
Okay.
They've won one. They've lost one. They just traded away one of their better wide receivers, so they won't have that option. But they did trade him for a pretty decent lineman.
Okay.
So, I'm hoping that this is not going to say easier matchup, but I'm hoping that we've kind of worked through the kinks, kind of got a foot in our ass, and now we're ready to play. Your thoughts? What do you think?
I mean, it's like any given Sunday kind of in the NFL. You got to come out there. You got to play. I think the first 2 games should have humbled a lot of people to let them know that we're not in the same position that we were last year, and that you got to continue working each day to win and to be relevant in the league. So I hope they come out there and show a fire that we haven't seen yet this year, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I think this is the first one I'm going to be able to get to watch full way through. So
nice. Well, all right. So my one positive, or a positive, that I can take away from this, and it's not really, well, I guess it is in-game related. If you guys didn't notice, the UFL made an official announcement that Underdog is now their sports betting partner online. So I know like DraftKings, Prize Picks, things like that aren't legal in Texas for some reason. But Underdog is. So I actually put a parlay in on Underdog, and I hit that parlay. I turned $10 into $200. You can now bet on the players, so even though my team hasn't been doing good, unfortunately, it's been easy to predict the stats outcome of the game. So there's one positive. You can win some money. But yeah, so for anybody that's interested in sports betting, I do recommend that you check out Underdog, download the app, put in a parlay. Watch the game. Who knows? You may win some money out of it, even if we lose.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
All right. So I guess that is it for this week's episode. Sorry there wasn't a whole lot of positives. I don't know. Maybe they'll turn it around. We'll see what happens next week.
You got to root for your team.
Yeah.
Whether they're down, whether they're up. Just root for the team.
Still repping it.
Yeah, I'm going to wear this all the time,
Guy on the couch, any closing thoughts?
The only way to make this work is to go to the damn games.
Yeah.
The more money in this, the more they think it's going to be, the more teams happen, the more there's a chance that there becomes a preseason.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if anybody can go to the games, go to them.
Yeah, support the team.
If you're in the area, they're not expensive. Like you can find single day game tickets for $20. And so, that's what I did last year, and this year I got season tickets, and I can't wait till our first home game so we can go and just cheer and lose our voice.
Be loud.
It's so much fun. It's football. We all love football. That's why we're here.
You know, and who knows? Maybe once we finally do get that home game, and they hear the roar of the crowd, and they get that support from the crowd,
we can go on that 4-game win streak.
That'll be the spark that that lights the fire under their ass. And yeah, we still can go on a run, theoretically, and still make the playoffs. But just got to continue to support the team. Again, they're doing bad right now, but I do have hope that we can turn it around.
Oh yeah, let's go Brahmas.
Let's go Brahma. Horns forward. So appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. And yeah, surprise, you finally get to see mine and Cody's faces today. I don't know. We'll see if we keep doing this. But once again, thanks for stopping by. Stay tuned for more episodes of the 210 Stockyard.
See ya.
See how it goes.
Can we smoke weed in here?
No.
Oh, that'd be so badass.
I don't have anything that's going to take it out.
All right, so Brahmas doing really good.
San Antonio's largest. Shut the fuck up so I can say this.
I offered you Celsius to get you awake, and you said no.
Cool. So that's the
Are you
intro.
recording?
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Was it?